Last year, we parked at the Bayside Wildlife Management Area out on the panhandle of Florida, and we were having a good time. We'd just purchased our solar panels, but man, it was cold. And what we found out was that our RV's furnace did a good job of keeping us warm, but it used up our batteries like crazy, far faster than the solar could recharge them. And so when we found out that the temperatures were going to be in the mid-30s, we gave up. Even after running the generator for a few hours a day, it was just too much. And we packed up the RV, headed to a campground where we could plug in and where we could stay warm and know that we were going to make it through the night with some batteries left. A little while after that, we joined our friends, Adam and Helena, and we parked at the Deep Creek Water Management Campground. Again, no hookups. And we did a lot better there. The solar provided a little bit more power, but once again, Florida in the winter is warm, but it still gets pretty cold at night. You still got to run your furnace. And so we were able to make it through our week there, but we basically had to run the generator at least every other day for 4 or 5 hours because the batteries would go completely down overnight. So what's the big deal about boondocking anyway? Well, the reason we want to boondock is because most campgrounds look something like this. You've got lots of people camping close together, and it's nice, it's fun. We like being with the people. But what we really, really love is when we get to camp in places like this. This is the Serenova tract of the Southwest Florida Water Management District. It is a boondocking campground, a primitive campground with no hookups, no water, no sewer, no electric, but look at the beauty. And this is where we're staying for a week because we've figured it out. And we're gonna share our boondocking tips with you today on Miles and Smiles. Oh, and did I mention that camping here is free? When you're boondocking, there are a few things that you need to be particularly aware of because it's dry camping. You worry about water. Will we have enough water to drink, wash, and so on and so forth? And then if you have to worry about water, you have to worry about waste. You've got the gray water, that's the water that comes from the washing and so forth, showers, everything that's not from your toilet that you put down one of your sinks or your shower. And then, of course, black water, that's the toilet water. Now, as it happens, in our rig, we have a 100-gallon fresh water tank. 100 gallons is a lot of fresh water. So we really rarely worry about whether we're going to run out of that. We have a 60-gallon gray water tank. And 60 gallons seems like a lot, especially when we have a 40-gallon black water tank. The reason it's 60 gray and 40 black is that in reality, people use a lot more water for washing and things like that than we do for going to the bathroom. Even so, what we've found is that we tend to fill the gray tank before we fill the black tank. So one of the strategies when boondocking is, what can you do with gray water other than putting it down the gray tank? Well, if it's just rinse water with no food particles or other yuck in it, then you can do what campers have been doing for centuries, just toss it in the bushes. But dishwater, stuff with food particles in it, stuff like that, that's another story. You really don't want to toss that outside. It attracts animals, it smells bad. It's just not a good idea. And so what you need to do for the rest of your water is conserve. I know it seems kind of basic, but when you're going to wash your hands, turn on the water, wet your hands, soap up, do all of the 20 seconds you're supposed to do for COVID. Then turn the water on again, rinse, and turn it off. You'd be amazed how much water you put down the drain just by leaving the water running while you wash your hands or brush your teeth. And how about while you're waiting for the shower to get hot? Instead of just letting all of that water go down the drain, we put a basin in the bottom of our shower to catch it. And we can use that water for other purposes, like flushing the toilet or dumping it outside so it doesn't go in the gray tank. Another strategy in the shower is the military shower. Let the water run, get yourself wet, soap up, but turn the water off while you're doing so. After you got yourself nice and clean, water on again. Hey, standing in the shower and letting the hot water run feels great, but when you're boondocking, some sacrifices need to be made, and you can get just as clean using about 1 gallon of water as you can using 5 or 10. The Saranova Tract is an equestrian campground. We've been here all week and only seen 1 or 2 horses go by, but it's Sunday afternoon and we've got horses. Now that's what this campground's supposed to be all about. When most people think of boondocking and needing electrical power, they think of solar panels. And we have 200 watts of solar panel. But don't make the mistake of thinking that 200-watt solar panels are going to actually produce 200 watts of solar power all day long. In fact, they typically produce on a good sunny day, at least here in the winter, and in Florida when the sun's not that high in the sky, maybe 5 amps at any given time. And I'll put the math down below, but that is a lot less than 200 watts. And even a little bit of shade, like my shadow, can reduce the solar panel's capacity even farther. And so it can take really pretty much all day on a sunny day in the winter in Florida for 200-watt panels to recharge our batteries by up to 10%, maybe even as little as 5%. It means that sometimes we're really going to have to run our generator if we're going to use more than about 5 or 10% of the battery capacity power on any given day. Don't get me wrong. Even if the solar panels can only recharge the batteries 5 to 10% on a sunny day in Florida in the winter, that's a big deal. It means that we can go for 3 to 5 days without running our generator, at least as long as we're not using the furnace. The biggest improvement we've made to our lives for boondocking, particularly when it's going to be cold outside at night, is this. It's our portable buddy heater, which runs off of propane. We have it hooked via a hose to a 20-pound tank outside, although you can also run it off of those little 1-pound propane canisters that you can buy at Walmart, but that's a much more expensive way to do it. This little heater, which uses no electricity and really actually doesn't burn that much propane. On really cold nights, we might use a quarter to a third of a 20-pound propane cylinder. So that's maybe $3–5 worth of propane. Keeps our RV comfortable and warm, even on a really, really chilly night. But since it doesn't use any electricity, that means we're not lowering our battery capacity all that much. The Portable Buddy is a ventless propane heater, which means that it's not generating carbon monoxide, and so you can use it indoors. But it does need an oxygen supply, so to run it, you have to make sure that you've got a window cracked open at least a little bit. Not a problem if you've got your propane hose coming in through a window. The furnace will use up to 30% of our battery capacity in just one night, maybe even more. This uses none, which leaves battery for the important things like lights and my CPAP machine. The hacks that we've shown in this video really helped us to crack the code for longer boondocking stays. But you can use them for any length of boondocking, even just 1 night or 2 nights at a Cracker Barrel, a Walmart, Boondockers Welcome, Harvest Toasts, or places like that. If you'd like a more comprehensive guide to boondocking, please leave your questions in the comments section down below, and we'll do our best to answer them for you or make a more comprehensive video, because we want to make the videos that you want to watch. You can find links to the products that we've mentioned in this video down below and on our website. And when you use one of our Amazon links, we do get a small commission from Amazon at no additional cost to you. but we recommend that you shop around. In our case, we bought our Mr. Buddy heater from Lowe's because we found it for about 20% less than we did online. So get the deal that's best for you. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you like it. YouTube shows our videos to more people when our videos get more thumbs up and likes. It really does make a difference. And remember, life's a journey. Make every mile count.